What is up guys, Genzous here bringing you another episode on the channel, and today we are going to use the OU team that we built on the last episode. So I'll just go ahead and click look for battle now. So hopefully Charizard will make some plays this time. So my opponent's going to bring Hitron, Rotom, Hawlucha, Gengar, Mew, and Garchomp. Now looking at my opponent's team, he might open up with the Mew. So I'll just go ahead and open up in my Sableye, predicting the Mew. Okay, so here it is. So my opponent actually opens up with a Rotom Wash. I'm actually just going to go ahead and go for the Will-O-Wisp at this point. No, there's no point on burning the Rotom Wash, but I'm actually just going to do it for the residual damage over time. So my opponent goes out into Mew. I'll just go ahead and go for the knockoff because I know it has synchronized ability, which in turn if I go for the Will-O-Wisp, I'll get burned as well. Actually, I'll just go for the Dark Pulse this time. So my opponent goes for Taunt. Let's go for the Dark Pulse. Now this Mew, judging by that, is actually going to be a especially defensive Pokemon. Now I'm going to go for a knockoff here to knock off the leftovers. Because this Mew is actually going to be a problem for us as my opponent actually goes for his own knockoff, knocking off my leftovers as well. Now I'll just go for another Dark Pulse here. So my opponent goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Now I am going to switch out on the following turn because I'm still planning on saving my Sableye. So I'll just go out into I'll just go into my Charizard at this point. Okay, so my opponent goes for another taunt here. I am definitely going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Dragon Claw. So my opponent withdraws out and go for the Hitron, predicting the switch. So I'll just go for an EQ here because I can't set up the dances because of the taunt. So I'll just go for the EQ. Okay, so Charizard X will take out Hitron and go out into the Garchomp. Now Garchomp could actually outspeed me. I'll just go for a Dragon Claw here. So my opponent went for his own Dragon Claw, and the taunt ended. The Charizard is actually putting work on this one. Okay, so my opponent went on to Gengar. Now I am going to switch out and actually save the Charizard for later, because I know Gengar is definitely going to outspeed me at this point. So I don't know what Gengar would do. I'll just go out into my Hitron. So my opponent goes for the Shadow Ball. I was actually expecting something like a Sludge Bomb, but there's actually no point on saving my Hitron. It will go down to another Shadow Ball. Now, is this the time that I go into my Sableye? Of course not. Definitely not. But there's no other options that would actually outspeed this Gengar. I don't have any Pokemon that is specially defensive, except for Terrakion. But my Terrakion actually can't do anything on this Gengar. As well as Slowbro here. Zapdos. I'll go into my Zapdos here and just go for the T-Bolt. There's pretty much nothing that I can do so far. Gengar is going to be a big problem. So I go for the T-Bolt and take the Gengar out. So my opponent is going to go out into Rotom Wash here. And I'll go for a Roost. So my opponent's going to go for the Volt Switch. As I go for Roost, now he might actually go out into the Hawlucha or the Mew. Okay, so Mew is coming in as I go for my Volt Switch. Mew is going to go down and might actually bring the Rotom Wash again. I'll just go into my Charizard at this point. So my opponent went out to the Hawlucha. Now Hawlucha is... I don't think Hawlucha can do anything to my Sableye, so I'm going to go out into my Sableye right now. Just going to set up the Swords Dance as I go for a recover on this one. My opponent switches out again into Rotom Wash, knowing that he can't really do anything into my Sableye. So at this point, I am going to go out into my... Slowbro, predicting the Hydro Pump, of course, and on the next turn he might actually Volt Switch. So I'm going to go out into my Zapdos at this point to resist the Volt Switch. Now the question is my opponent actually going to predict that and just go for the Hydro Pump? If he made that prediction, that will be an awesome play. But nope, he'll just go out into the Volt Switch. So at this point we can go ahead and go for our own Volt Switch here and go out into Sableye on the next turn. My opponent will go for the high jump kick. Should have just gone into my Sableye right away. This point I'll go into my Sableye and I'll just go for the knockoff here. My opponent... I'm actually predicting my opponent to switch out. There we go. And I'll knock off the leftovers, and at this point he might actually Volt Switch, so I'll just go ahead and go for the recover. Excuse me. So I'll just go for the recover, so when he Volt Switches out into the Hawlucha, he'll have to actually... Oh, actually he went out for the Pain Split. Now do I go for another recover here? I'll just go for a Dark Pulse, because it's not really worth it going for another recover. So my opponent goes for the Hydro Pump, and unfortunately I am going to go down to the burn. Now this is going to be a problem for us, as I'll just go out into my Charizard on this point and go for the Dragon Claw. Now the question is my opponent going to hard switch out into the Hawlucha? Nope, he'll just going to sacrifice the Rotom Wash and go for the Hawlucha. Now do I risk my Charizard here? Because I know I'm definitely not going to outspeed this Hawlucha. Should I just go into my Slowbro here? I'll just go into my slow bro. Hopefully he misses the high jump kick. So my opponent set up the swords dance. I should have gone for the dragon claw right there. So at this point I'll just go for the side shock. Opponent goes for the sky attack to take out my slow bro. I'll go for my Terrakion and go for the close combat here. My opponent connects with another high jump kick. And now I have to go into my Charizard and hopefully Dragon Claw would actually kill him. Or he misses the high jump kick, hopefully. As I connect with the Dragon Claw. Is that really possible? No. My opponent will just go for the acrobatics. And that's a pretty good play on him. So unfortunately we lost on this battle, and if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.